Look, y'all gotta stop playing. There's a reason why they call me the boogeyman. Like, this is facts. It's not no fairy tale. This is not what these rappers, like, they portray my life. Bro, I'm just blessed to be a music producer, an artist, a rapper, an entertainer, everything, an actor. But I'm just a real tough dude that stand on everything I say. So y'all don't get it misconstrued. I want problems. If I'm giving up this energy and you have a problem with it, do something. Because when I say you, I'm going to do something. It ain't going to be no facts. It ain't no mystery. It's nothing like that. I just get busy. Point blank. Plain and simple. Like it or not, I am him.
Oh, y'all was supposed to do the show.
He called me. I called Luce. Him and Luce down the three-way. He said all kind of crazy stuff. He like, fuck it, let's make it happen. Called Adam, texted me like, if he cool, I'm cool. I'm like, shit, cool. And I was on my way 20 minutes. He was like, nah, Brick say he don't want to do it with Luce.
Yeah, you knew I was gonna fire him up. No, I was gonna fire his shit up. You get on camera. Oh yeah.
You did that, man.
I know.
Yeah, why you be doing shit like that, man?
No, he's a real life buster. You get what I'm saying? Like, he be talking and then he be on Adam like every Tuesday just making like smart remarks. And I'm like, bro, you's a buster, right? When I see you, I'm gonna slap you. So at the end of the day, we try to bake the nigga in, right? We was like, we're gonna just play it cool. And he didn't fall for it. He did not fall for it.
I got within 20 minutes of it.
We like, it's finna happen.
So I'm telling Luce, I say, Luce, listen, wait till the end. He said, no. At the beginning.
I was gonna ask Cuz a couple of questions, then I'm gonna just fire Cuz up, just bust all this shit up.
What is good, y'all? It's Coffee. Tap it back in, man, and this ish is crazy. Like, real talk, we might be looking at some of the most ludicrous, ridiculous, just plain out stupid-ish in the history of the blogosphere, man. Like, I can't quite even put it to words how dumb, idiotic, slow WACK100 and Luce Cannon is, man. Like, for this one, y'all fucked up so many times over, so much, just so lost in the sauce. Wack is, that is. Luce Cannon's another story, man. He's truly a special guy. Luce, you's a special guy. You extra goofy. What do they be calling him? SPI calls him Loose Coochie Lips Cannon. You know, SPI had to help make sure that this man's kids had a Christmas. So peep it, y'all. That's a clip unrelated to what we're talking about exactly, this particular incident in which we're speaking of. I would say alleged incident, but it's all over the blogosphere, all over the net, caught on cam, many times over from different angles and all that, you heard? So we don't even gotta say alleged incident. And for the record, I always gotta put it out there when we cover this type of ish. I'm a square, I'm a nerd, I'm snitching. I mean, I ain't scared of no head up business or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? But like, someone come breaks into my crib, I'm filing a police report. You heard? I'm not out here gang banging and all this other ish. You know what I mean? I'm a square, I'm a nerd, I'm a civilian, you know, but Wack, Mr. I'm Pyru, and Luce, the specialist guy in the history of the blogosphere, the most special gangbanger you done ever heard of in your life, Cannon. Man, these guys claim to be G'd up to the fullest, man. You know, Luce Cannon's whole claim to fame prior to this, and this might not necessarily be fame when it's all said and done. This might end up being more infamy than fame. But prior to this, his whole claim to fame was getting up on No Jumper with WACK100, telling all these fairy tales regarding Big U and RIP to the late great Nipsey Hussle. Just story after story. And then DJ Academic, shame on you, Ac. You know what I mean? Like academics or not, this man built his own platform just from doing what I'm doing, right? Getting onto the device, talking into it, and uploading content into the blogosphere and grew his platforms into prominence to the point that people want to come pull up for an interview or people respond to what Axe got to say. You know what I mean? So I'm not sitting here trying to give him too much props, but I'm just saying Ack is someone in the whole blogosphere scheme of things, and he let Luce Cannon pull up and tell all even more stories. He was talking about, yo, I'm like really one of the characters off The Wire in real life, and Ack just sat there acting like he was in awe of Luce Cannon, man. Like you can't see through what this guy is talking about, more than a greasy ass dirty white t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? See through it more than a greasy white do-rag, you know what I'm saying, that ain't never been washed and is all greased up, and you can see right through that thing. Like the whole Luce Cannon's whole get down is see-through. This guy is faker than a $3 bill. But anyways, that clip you heard him talking about I'm back on Fig with Wack about how they were going to set up Brick Baby. And then you notice he says Brick was too smart to go for it. Like Brick wasn't falling for the okey doke. You know what I mean? Feel how you're going to feel about Brick, but they're sitting here trying to clown on Brick when Brick didn't fall for the setup when, who knows how that even would have really went, coming up on no jumper and just firing off on somebody. And Luce, we don't believe you. I would say you need more people, but that's what this whole thing comes down to, how dumb Luce Cannon and WACK100 are. If y'all ain't seen this whole incident going down, ADAM22 and No Jumper has a clip out addressing it. You know what I mean? How they're making sure to talk about that this incident which took place, they're claiming it was not on the No Jumper property line, and there was gangbangers involved, and someone pulled up. And man, we just got to say too real quick about the guys that pulled up, man. Y'all are dumb as fuck, man. You know what I mean? Saying, like, we all know WACK100 is not the guy he portrays to be. He's just some internet goofy, you know what I'm saying, who transitioned from doing wristband security, like 40 Glock would say, and driving trucks to managing some artists, which we already pointed out, man. His batting average when it comes to that ain't too well. He inherited the game's management rights through friendly extortion, saving him from 40 Glock actually in a gang of other Crips on Sunset who had the game boxed in, spitting on his whip, which was all detailed in R.I.P. the late great prodigy of Mobb Deep book/audio book. And he put in the Pyru distress call, which had WACK100 and Suge Knight pull up, and Wack got Suge, who at that time Wack was walking around holding Suge Knight's pockets and his paws, trying to get up under him and weasel his way into the game and everything like that. And he soaked up some game. He did what he did, but he always does everything with such a hoish spin on it. You know what I mean? We're talking about a guy that had a probation officer wife, like a family, a wife and all that, a rainbowed out family member. And his wife left him because he got too caught up in the sauce with this internet-ish that he was out here running around with clubhouse thoughts. He claims to be I'm this $1 million man. I'm Ted DiBiase. I'm the black Ted DiBiase and all that. And, I'm the truth. And, things can get tricky. Flucking with the Wack. I'm the leprechaun Pyru and 5'2" with craters in my face. And he's out here flucking with internet thoughts. Like, he's lame as fuck. You heard? Claiming to be this old smooth operator, and he's out here using Clubhouse like the chat line, and had his wife kick him to the curb while she's getting piped left, right, and center by someone else whose name we'll put out there in the future. You know what I mean? There's individuals just knocking down the door, wanted to do interviews and segments and content related to that. But I'm not really one to get at someone's fam or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not how I rock, right? But check it out. The Leprechaun needed someone in this back and forth beef with Big U, which is another name that he always used to push around. Oh yeah, at first though, his batting average, you know, he obtained the game's management rights through friendly extortion, and since then now he helps cook the books for the game and hide the money for the actual assault judgment from Priscilla Rainey from the She's Got Game show. That's all that he does now is, you know, move money around and embezzle, allegedly, what he can here and there. Coyote for Hire, they bought their way up out of that management deal. True Car, he hasn't done ish. Shout out to him. He's got dope music, talented artist, but he hasn't prospered at all under WACK100 management. Blueface, he had a couple hits or whatever before he turned into a reality star, you know, and a Krishan Rock groupie, and now he's locked the fuck up, you know what I mean? Which we can't hold Wack accountable for that. Blueface was just turned out and open off that ratchet ussy, and WACK100 helped him make that police report, allegedly, you know what I mean, when he got robbed by some essays or whatever the fuck happened, you know, with Blueface. And then he had that guy, Nick Dees, you know what I'm saying? The wannabe Jack Harlow, who flopped like a motherfucker, and they were trying to push that whole, yo, I'm an Irish white boy, and even got Whitey Ford, Everlast, to be in the video, and that thing flopped like a motherfucker. This motherfucker couldn't even hit 1,000 subs off that, man. So Wack really hasn't managed any artist to success or whatever. That's why he's got all this time aside from his trucking business and all the other BS antics that he's involved in to spend night and day on Clubhouse and assemble a media team to re-rock his content and push whatever narrative he's trying to push. And at the end of the day, with what he's trying to do and essentially just become WACK100, the internet character, you know, the guy that knocked out Stitches and dissed Suge Knight, or I'm sorry, did diss Suge Knight, Tupac, and the queen, Afeni Shakur, and Big's mom, and the late great Nipsey Hussle, and, you know, call the late great Nip gay, and, you know, claim to have everyone in their mama's X tape. And things got pretty gay with this footage that we're talking about here, that Wack and Luce Cannon are so dumb for being a part of that all in any way, you know what I mean? Things got very rainbowed out, you know. Wack's family member would be proud of him for being involved in this rainbow activity. But after all that, we know the way that it went, right? When things went bad with Big U, who was the man's name that Wack was running around with in his mouth all the time, you know, trying to push whatever narrative he had to, like he's tapped in like that, you know, all on his knitted sack pause. You know, and then if you really follow some of the things out there, some of it, WACK100 strucketh it down, you know, showing that Big U, as Wack tries to paint Big U as this rat, and y'all can comment if you believe that to be the case or not, but Big U was calling him out on his CS2 back, use a rat, informant-ish, way back. People just didn't know what Big U was saying because it was before everything had hit the scene like that. And when it all came down to beefing with Big U, he's like, who else is better to get? Someone like Luce Cannon, you know, who claims to be from 60s, who you can trace his blogosphere internet steps back a bit. He ain't new to this. He's been trolling, talking heavy-ish for the longest time. Billy Joel voice. Like, go follow some of these channels that have done documentaries, or just go do your digging on your lonesome. Luce Cannon's been out here talking this special ed-ish for quite some time. Once again, for the longest time, Billy Joel voice. For the longest time. So he needed Luce Cannon, you know, to be his guy to go on No Jumper and pump all these unfounded false narratives, telling all these big stories about him allegedly setting up Nipsey Hussle. And I'm not paying none of that ish any types of mind. And RIP again to the GOAT, to the king, Nipsey Hussle. RIP to Tupac. Respect to the Queen Afeni Shakur, all people that WACK100 disrespected. Yo, he called Afeni Shakur a straight up basehead, man. Can y'all believe the nerve of this son of a itch? He called Tupac Rainbow when he got that running through his bloodline like a motherfucker. But fast forward to here where we are now, as it's taking me 13 minutes to get to what's really going on. There's this video out that ADAM22 addressed. Like I said, they're talking about, we don't know if it was necessarily on the no jumper property line or not. And yo, listen, two dudes pulled up to holler at WACK100. It seems what happened, but they were severely lacking, as it seems they came too deep with no strap, were outnumbered about 10-2, and then on camera, Luce Cannon pistol whipped the fuck out of one of them about a dozen times. Allegedly, we'll say, even though it ain't allegedly, it's all caught on tape. You can hear Luce Cannon shouting out IBM. What is it? Integrity before morals. You should call it idiocracy before money, because you's broke as fuck and you are dumb as hell. Idiocracy. You know that movie with Luke Wilson? Scarface was in it. Scarface has been in the Ghetto Boys period, right? They've been in all them Mike Judge MTV movies. Shout out Mike Judge, the creator of Beavis and Butthead in them MTV movies, man. The Ghetto Boys have made some real magic collaborating with them. What was Scarface's name in that movie when he was a pimp? Upgrade. You know what I mean? When things got to the future and everyone was so dumb and the world was all collapsing because photosynthesis wasn't even taking place properly anymore, because people didn't know you needed to put water on plants. They thought that it was just for the toilet. You know, they thought you put Gatorade or Mountain Dew on everything. And when you look at guys like Luce Cannon and the way that this blogosphere is just becoming stupider and stupider, man. The movie Idiocracy seems more and more of a possibility of becoming a reality. You know what I mean? But this video is just so incriminating because Luce Cannon's clearly on it. It ain't the clearest footage, but you can tell it's him. He's brandishing a firearm. I believe he's a felon. You can hear him on there. You can hear Wack saying, Luce, don't do that. Luce, don't do it. Wack was a bit smart, at least not appearing in the video, but you can clearly hear that it's him. You know what I'm saying? We already know the police be up on all this internet-ish hard body karate. They got divisions devoted to this ish. We see it in indictment after indictment that comes out that the feds are watching. You feel me? It ain't who's that peeping in my window. It's who's that peeping on the blogosphere. Who's that peeping on YouTube? Who's that peeping on my IG? You know what I mean? It's all out here. Everyone can see what's going on. And WACK100 and Luce Cannon are clearly implicated like a motherfucker in these videos. And listen, civil suit wise, I don't know if these gentlemen are gonna sue or not. I'm guessing they probably will because they got humiliated. You can see from the different comments about this. Like, let's peep out some of these comments. What this one dude say? Well, it's safe to say they'll be going to jail, which is right where they belong, especially old boy with the strap. I'm sure that was Luce Cannon. I'm almost positive he's a felon, ready to run those fades without that strap, homeboy. I think some of it got cut off by that volume meter there. You know what I mean? And that's the thing too. You can hear Luce Cannon talking heavy-ish when it's like, come on, man. We see the way you can barely walk right, you know? You have the athleticism of one of the Golden Girls, you goofy. You're not running no fades with no one. You and Wack outnumber these guys 10-2. You know what I'm saying? And you pulled out the Stridid app and got to pistol whipping motherfuckers and all that. You know what I'm saying? And they strip old boy naked on that rainbow vibes-ish. I mean, hey, someone say it would be to just violate them, but I can't believe these goofies allowed someone to film this. You feel me? I mean, like, why wouldn't they take the footage from them? Everyone in this video is dumb as fuck. And that's the big question as well that ADAM22 was talking about. Is someone going to make a police report? Like, these dudes deserve to have a police report made on them for just being so stupid and so caught up in this internet-ish and that hype. Like, oh yeah, we're gang banged out all these years. We're triple OGs and all that. And they're doing dumb-ish like this. Caught on video, you know, where this is stuff being responded to on the No Jumper platform because they clearly want to distance themselves from any civil litigation or criminal investigations. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was just stupid. I can't believe it. Wack and Luce, again, both identified and implicated like a motherfucker on this one. Wack, the leprechaun, I mean, he's only 5'2". All he had to do was duck down and he can't really be caught on cam, but he was at least smart enough to do that. But everyone knows from the timeline you were just with Loose Cannon, and everyone knows your crater face voice. You feel me? Then someone's, my bad, here's a whole comment. Well, it's safe to say that they'll be going to jail, which is right where they belong. The original one I was reading was cut off by something on the screenshot, especially old boy with the strap. I'm sure that was Loose Cannon. I'm almost positive he's a felon. Get ready to run those fades without that strap, homeboy. Yeah, like, come on, man. You wasn't running no fades. He's talking about he's going to come on there and fire on Break Baby right on cam. Luce, you ain't firing on nobody. Listen, you had them dudes outnumbered like that, and you still had to pull that thing out. And again, those two dudes asked for it to get violated in the way in which they did, pulling up like that without that thing on them. That's just pure idiocracy on their end too. We're just seeing a lot of dumbass motherfuckers right here. But I mean, Luce and Wack are two just fugazi ass fools who have been running around the blogosphere playing all these suckerish, fluckerish games for so long. You know, the other dudes, we're not really quite sure who they are. Unless you're more up on some of the backstory behind this, hit the comments and tap in and let's talk about it, you know. But we've seen Loose Cannon been lying about everything, between who he really is, you know, stealing his street name, so to speak, from someone else, lying about who he's married to, just full of nothing but just falsehoods and just fugazi, fraudulent, fuck boy activities. And Wack, it just goes without saying, we've already been over who WACK100 is and what he's about, time in and time out. Someone else says, wait, so is Adam cool with any of them? I'm confused on who he's with, etc. Adam, that's the thing, yo. They might get tied up in some ish, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if detectives are gonna come knocking civilly, what's gonna happen. Again, that whole video that they put out was clearly Adam's way of addressing this in the No Jumper platform as a whole, to say, listen, we don't want any parts of this. We don't, you know what I'm saying? Because they've almost been sued a couple times. He mentions Kelpie in that video, which, can you believe the goofy Kelpie? I don't even know if he took any money. If he did, it was peanuts compared to what he could have got if he did sue, which, hey, you know, we saw 40 Glock sue, which is funny, you know what I'm saying? Because, listen, the game 100% edited that video, but it wasn't a good look for 40 Glock to sue, but he might as well have, you know what I'm saying? 40 Glock's a guy that, as far as going viral in the blogosphere and the gang culture and all that, he originated a lot of this ish. He should have been a millionaire many times over, but the game killed all the credibility and imagery he had as a brand, as an individual. And man, it was just ugly. But yeah, the game edited that tape. Like, this tape was fake like that tape, you know? Yo, it's funny too. A lot of people keep thinking, oh boy, that got stripped down was WACK100. It was weird. It was like they picked someone who was a lookalike of Wack to get stripped. You know what I mean? had some people questioning if this ish was fake, you know, because we did find out that Wack running the fake ass fade with them two white dudes. That's all we ever seen WACK100 do with all the woofing over all these years, is fake fight with the two white dudes wherever the fuck that was, right? What was that, Cord Sill or some ish like that? And sucker punch Stitches. That's it. And then back down from everyone in Pacoima that he's been ducking from his own hood forever. You know what I mean? You notice he don't really mention none of the dudes from his own hood anymore, because his one homie, R.I.P. the Pooh Rider, who was, you know, known to be like Wack's goon, who Wack even went as far as calling that man G-A-Y and all that, and rest in peace to him. I'm not trying to disrespect his memory, you know. Wack called him a basehead, called him gay, all that. But, you know, he was known to get active, and within the hood, he would help clean up some of the situations that WACK100 would have, the internal Pacoima Pyru beef. But now he isn't here, and WACK100 is ducking all that smoke within his own city. You feel me? You know, and then steady speaking on LA-ish. It's wild. That's all from all the woofing we ever heard from Wack do, is duck everything, have a fake fight with two white dudes, sucker punch Stitches, and duck everyone in Pacoima. Here, someone's just laughing. Then we got someone saying, well, that turned real gay at the end. Someone else says, someone will probably be killed over this. That beating was taken way too far and was just brutal. What do y'all think, man? I mean, listen, someone gets stripped butt naked like that, who knows? You know what I'm saying? People just die over regular fades. This was a jumping, and ain't that crazy? Again, they got these guys outnumbered that deep, and that happens sometimes. Out west, they call it getting packed out. Some people calling it getting jumped. Whatever the fuck you want to call it. These dudes pulled up unprepared, not strapped, and just being dummies at the end of the day. Like, they kind of got what was coming to them, but the fact that Luce Cannon is talking that real tough guy-ish, you know what I'm saying? He sound more silly than Snoopy Badass, man. Another goofy out here on the internet, which tapping in the comments with your thoughts on all that, y'all. Snoopy Badass done got his platform knocked down, false flagging everyone's videos on a third party type tip. And then, you know, now that he's relaunching again, he done changed his movement up for the 100th time from, what was it, the Gold Label, Angel Lane, New Mafia, Angel Brigade, Killer Inc., Death Row, to now it's 200, which is clearly trolling YG's 400, you know what I mean? And he's launching it, trying to put a body, two bodies, on Spider Loc, you know, and still trying to act like he's not a rat, which we've all seen he clearly ratted, right? But now he's talking about, I didn't rat, but I'm trying to rat on Spider Loc. Like, this dude, man, the internet is just full of pure comedy, pure goofyism, you know what I'm saying? And WACK100 out here looking 60 when he's like 40, trying to pipe down 20-year-old internet thotties. Like, man, I swear to God, man, you can't make this ish up. And then you got Luce Cannon, the goofiest, most special goofball in the blogosphere. Like, I'm just dying inside. You ever heard that song? I'm just dying inside tonight. It must have been something you said. Then someone said, what they say? Damn. Where is it? Damn, buddy. Somebody going to the Crip module real soon. Get them fades up. Someone says, I don't think that was WACK100, but they wasn't fucking around. I think they're referencing homie who got stripped butt ass naked. And yo, y'all see this picture too? How Luce Cannon looked like this white girl twerking up on this statue, right? This like naked pause, Roman statue pause. This white girl, some tourist, twerking on a naked Roman statue. Pause. That's the way Luce Cannon looked when he went over there to go get some licks in. Pause on the naked man. He was doing like that, all turned backwards. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these guys? And then last comment says, wait, oh no, we ain't even gonna read that one. What is it? Yeah, we ain't even gonna read that one. I don't even know. It says some other ish. But at the end of the day, man, like, everything aside, this is a serious situation. I cannot believe that this got caught on cam. I cannot believe WACK100 and Luce Cannon allowed someone to walk away with this incriminating tape. At this point, it's hit the blogosphere. You think the police can't tap into the Wayback Machine? It's all bad. You know what I mean? But then again, there's been this narrative that WACK100 working for the feds, you know, the whole CS2 back vibe, you know, like this man ain't never scared of catching a Rico, you feel me? But just on this situation alone, I wonder how that goes. Like, will these dudes file a police report? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Y'all heard them not no jumper talking about Jay Reed and all that. And how the fuck ADAM22 not know about Into Deep? Big shocker there. Comment if you ever seen that classic movie. You guys remember the way LL paused? Did dude Frisco with the pool cue? That was just disturbing. That's a real gangster too. Dwayne Giddens, right? Dwayne O. Giddens. But backwards, his initials spelled G-O-D, so he liked to be called God, you know. But Jay Reed was Omar Epps' character, who was a undercover cop and, you know, brought down that whole criminal enterprise off, you know, his whole undercover endeavors. I'm Jay Reed from Akron, you know what I'm saying? But man, this is just crazy. Where were they going to in Ohio, Cleveland? I can't recall. But this is ugly. But yeah, what I was getting at is, in a situation like this, can the police press charges without a victim coming forward if there's clear-cut video evidence of it? Or you still, I think, at the end of the day, need the victim to testify to the crime, and if attorney or the person charged decides to push forth with a trial, right? I don't think, you know, like, I think any attorney can get that thrown out without the victim, you know, testifying to it all. But they could use that footage in some other kind of investigation tied to gang violence, RICO-ish. I mean, we already seen the way motherfuckers are getting done with all this RICOs and whatnot, man. We've seen it time in and time out. OTF, YSL, the list goes on and on. But yeah, man, WACK100 and Luce Cannon done flucked up, man. These guys are real special and not in a good way. So hit the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. Like I said, this is crazy. This is bad. You got no jumper denouncing it all. There's reports. I haven't even tapped into all the way to all the content and done my deeper digging and due diligence. This is just surface level reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, I clearly saw Adam trying to disconnect himself and distance himself from any involvement. There's reports and blogs coming out that, you know, he told WACK100 that he's fired from No Jumper. I mean, in that just initial reaction, I saw him making it clear, like, yo, yes, me and Wack do content together on the regular and have a podcast together, but he is not a No Jumper employee. He doesn't, you know, like, he's not a part of the company in that aspect. You know, he's his own independent entity or whatever. But hell, we heard what WACK100 was telling Hassan Campbell, right? He says, yo, I run that white boy. You know what I mean? I tell him what to do. No Jumper is my ish, right? You know what I mean? When the whole Big U beef started, because Wack was getting a little too big for his britches, talking all that off the wall ish about Big U, man. But yeah, this is just some of the wildest ish I've seen in the blogosphere in quite some time. And I don't know. I don't think this is going to be the last we heard of this. I think some individuals could possibly be getting bagged up, hit with a charge or something. But I want to know what y'all think about it. As always, tap in, hit them comments. Let me know your thoughts. If you're new, that's what it's all about over here. Coffee talking it up with y'all, the good people of the blogosphere. So hit the like, subscribe, but more importantly, hit them comments and join the discussion. Will the leprechaun or Luce Coochie lives canon? Man, how did this man be out here running around with all this cap in his rap? Can't even provide a Christmas for his own kids. SPI had to be Santa Claus, man. Shame on you, Loose Cannon. Let's talk about it all. Subscribe, and I'm about here, y'all. Peace.